Does your company have employees that are involved with the natural gas pipeline system or the hazardous liquid pipelines here in the United States? If so, then the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration requires you to have a drug and alcohol testing program for all employees working on the pipelines. And as intimidating as that may sound, National Drug Screening has a comprehensive program designed to simplify the process for employers to comply with the requirements of 49 CFR Part 199, the PHMSA Drug and Alcohol Testing Regulation. Operators of pipeline facilities and underground natural gas storage facilities subject to 49 CFR Parts 192, 193, and/or 195 are required to test covered employees for the presence of prohibited drugs and alcohol. Part 199 applies to pipeline operators and operators of underground natural gas storage facilities and their contractors only with respect to employees located within the territory of the United States. The anti-drug and alcohol program required by a regulated employer's policy must be conducted according to the requirements of 49 CFR Part 199 and 49 CFR Part 40 procedures. National Drug Screening serves as the Consortium third-party administrator or the service agent, often called a CTPA, a vendor contracted to assist the employer with the administration of the PHMSA program. Covered employees are subject to drug and alcohol testing. A covered function means an operations, maintenance, or emergency response function regulated by Parts 192, 193, or 195, which is performed on a pipeline or on an LNG facility. The testing component for drugs includes screening for marijuana, cocaine, opiates, amphetamines, and phencyclidine, called PCP. Alcohol testing is also required under certain circumstances. And only evidential breath testing devices called EBTs and alcohol screening devices called ASDs listed on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration conforming products list will be used for DOT alcohol testing. An EBT must always be used for conducting the confirmation tests. Pre-employment testing of all PHMSA-covered employees is always required. The employer may not hire or contract for the use of any person as an employee unless that person passes a drug test or is covered by an anti-drug program that conforms to the requirements of this policy. The employer shall conduct a pre-employment drug test and receive a negative result before the first performance of covered functions by every covered employee. This is the same whether a new employee or someone who has transferred to a position involving the performance of covered functions. Post-accident drug testing is also required. As soon as possible, but no later than 32 hours after an accident, an operator must drug test each surviving covered employee whose performance of a covered function either contributed to the accident or cannot be completely discounted as a contributing factor to the accident. An operator may decide not to test under this paragraph, but such a decision must be based on specific information that the covered employee's performance had no role in the cause of severity of the accident. Post-accident alcohol testing is also required. As soon as practicable following an accident, each operator must test each surviving covered employee for alcohol if that employee's performance of a covered function either contributed to the accident or cannot be completely discounted as a contributing factor to the accident. Again, the decision to not administer a test under this section must be based on specific information that the covered employee's performance had no role in the cause or severity of the accident. Other testing requirements for PHMSA include random testing, reasonable suspicion testing, return to duty testing, and follow-up testing. National Drug Screening offers a complete compliance solution. We provide you step-by-step instructions and all required documents, an all-in-one great compliance manual. As required, a policy statement on controlled substances use and alcohol misuse in the workplace, your customized DOT drug and alcohol testing policy. As required, educational materials to be distributed to all covered employees. As required, supervisor training materials and access to live or online additional supervisor training. As required, employee assistance programs, rehabilitation, and treatment programs information. As required, access to substance abuse professionals for DOT violations. As required, copies of DOT Regulation 49 CFR Part 40 and PHMSA Regulation 49 CFR Part 199. As required, a controlled substances and alcohol testing program for PHMSA covered employees. Consortium and Random Testing instructions. Required random testing. All required forms for compliance. And instructions for required record keeping. Call today for compliance with PHMSA Regulation 49 CFR Part 199, the Anti-Drug and Alcohol Misuse Prevention Policy. For more information, simply visit nationaldrugscreening.com, or for questions or to get started with your compliance program, call 866-843-4545. Again, call us at 866-843-4545.